Hello everyone and welcome to another video. So in this video I wanted to go over the best way that I have found for you to run a clearance sale on your Poshmark when you are trying to get rid of items, because right now I am doing kind of a big end of year clearance sale because I'm going to be going to Minnesota for like a month, and so I know I'm going to be doing a ton of thrifting for winter break. And I just want to get rid of some old stuff that I have because it's been sitting forever and I just don't want to have too much if I thrift a lot this next month. So I'm running a clearance and it's actually been working a bit better than any other clearance form I have done before. And so I thought I would kind of report to you guys the best way I have found for you to run a clearance on Poshmark. So I started by First, I went through my Poshmark and I just chose an emoji. I always just choose a random emoji. I chose the bee this time. And I go through all my listings. I put that emoji on every single listing in the beginning just so I myself can know which items are on clearance, so that when I'm scrolling through later, it just kind of pops out to me so I can mark them down fast so I can know which ones to pull out if I'm going to end up donating them or something, and just so I can kind of have it be a little bit more organized than not having anything at all. Especially when I have like 700 listings, it's very nice to have a way to kind of pick out which ones are clearance. So definitely I always think adding an emoji in the front of the title is very helpful just for organization. And so my kind of step one in trying to get rid of clearance items is I send offers on everything that I have for clearance. I send really low offers to everyone who likes it. So I kind of give the likers that first grab at possibly getting the clearance item for pretty cheap. I will send an offer of probably like 30 to 60% off, just because these are items I want out. I, at this point, don't really care too much about how much I make off of them. I just kind of almost want my money back on these items. And once kind of the offers expire on those after 24 hours, because sending an offer to likers, I believe, lasts 24 hours, then I will go through and you mark everything down to a set amount. First, I picked to just mark everything down to 25. This trick I kind of learned from Ryan. Ryan always marks everything down to a set number, and then he makes a sign. I don't make a sign, but a sign is just kind of making like a square photo that says, look for the blank emoji. All items $24 is what he does. And he posts it on Instagram and he posts it on Poshmark, so people can see it and know what the emoji means and know what items are on clearance. It's another way that the emoji helps is if you want to do something like that. And so then Ryan picks a date to have his sale end, and then up until then he marks it down, down, down. What I do is I mentally pick a date. Like, I knew I wanted $25 price range to end in like 4 days. And so then at that 4th day, I went through and I mark everything down again across the board to a new amount. So obviously I chose 20 as my next amount. So I marked everything down from 25 to 20. What Ryan does is he then updates his sign and he puts like a red X over the 25 and puts 20 next to it instead. I just do the markdown, and then sometimes I'll do a post about it, but I don't make like a sign. And so then usually you let the 20 last a little shorter, so I let 20 last for like 3 days. Then on that 3rd day, I marked everything down to 15. And you kind of in your head want to have a mental note of what number you want to be the final price, the final clear out price, and the date that you want to end your clearance and decide what you want to do with your things. So I think that 15 is going to be my final price, because once it's down to 10, I just feel like you're not really making anything. So right now, not everything is at 15, as you can see here. I still have things at 20 because I'm not actually at my 15 date. This is just stuff. The stuff that is 15 was stuff that was like 20 originally, so I instantly put it down to 15. So I think on Tuesday I'm marking the rest of this to 15, and then when I go home, I'm going to bring everything that was clearance to the consignment store. What Ryan and I usually do with our clearances is that once you've reached that date, like your deadline of the sale ending, we either bring everything to a consignment store donate it, or if it's something that you do want to kind of like give another life to, you just take new pictures and completely relist it like it's a new item for you. And yeah, then sometimes things will sell higher if you just refresh the listing and the description and everything. Or you can just get your money back at a consignment store. I use a number of different consignment stores. There's one in Minnesota, there's one in Iowa, and they all will probably get you at least your money back on the stuff. So that's what I like to do. And I know that some people like to do a sale of like 5 items for $25 as their kind of final clearance instead of just a set price. And I've seen that works extremely well too. So if you do want to do that, I would say do that after your final price markdown. Do like a 4 for $20 or a 5 for $25 or just some kind of sale like that, and that'll get stuff flying out. I just don't want to take that little amount of money for my items, and so I personally choose not to do a clearance like that. But if you are willing to take that amount for your items, I would definitely tell you to do that. I've seen that work extremely well for people. And if you do sales like that, you can even get resellers who buy from you, not just like normal customers. I have definitely purchased from people who do 5 for $25 sales, so I can resell the items. So that is a very good final clearance as well. All in all, I would say that having an Instagram where you can post your sale to really helps get the word out there about your clearance. And also, I would advise you to do the whole emoji trick, or even just like a number or some kind of code that lets you know everything that is on clearance, because it can help you advertise what is on sale. It can help you stay organized, and yeah, it's just, I definitely advise the whole like emoji trick to it. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this video and found it somewhat helpful. It might have been kind of common knowledge that seems pretty obvious to you, but I just thought I would tell you guys how I personally do clearances and let you know the way that has worked best for me, because I've definitely tried it a few other ways before that didn't work that well, but this seems to have worked. I've sold quite a few things so far for my clearance. And one more thing, when I do have stuff on clearance, I take extremely low offers. So even when I had things at 25, people were offering me like 16 on items, and I took it. Also, another side note, Brian and I agreed that when we do clearances, we do not send out offers to likers, because the item is so low. At least we don't really want to take that hit for the shipping discount, and so we do not send offers to likers. But obviously that is completely up to you if you want to or not, but I do not. So yeah, I hope you found this somewhat interesting / informative, and you can use this information in the future if you want to run a clearance. I know my mom is always asking me how to run a clearance on a Poshmark, because she kind of does Poshmark here and there. And so I was like, maybe other people want to know too, and so I made this video. I hope you liked it, and let me know in the comments if you've done a clearance and what has worked best for you, because I always like tips on how to kind of do a clear out as well. And thank you for watching. Bye.